Hello, my name is Jerry Vinson, and I am the president and one of the co-founders of Emergency Solutions, Inc., and I am also a volunteer emergency services chaplain. And today I want to talk about the National Firefighter Shortages in the United States, some of the top issues, but more importantly, some of the great solutions that we have discovered. So the 6 top shortage issues: high attrition rates, recruitment challenges, training costs, competing demands, budget constraints, and lack of support. That's what we're going to talk about right quick. The high attrition rates. Many experienced firefighters are retiring, creating a gap in the workforce. The physical and mental demands of the job can lead to early retirement and a loss of institutional knowledge. Recruitment challenges. Recruiting new firefighters can be difficult as the job requires physical fitness, specialized training, and a willingness to work in high-stress situations. Additionally, some areas struggle to attract a diverse pool of candidates. Training costs. The cost of training and certification for firefighters can be a barrier for some individuals and fire departments. Training can take several months to complete, and many potential candidates may not be able to afford it. We have some great solutions for that. Competing demands. Firefighters often work long hours, including night shifts and weekends, which can make it challenging to balance work with family life. This can discourage potential candidates, particularly those with young children. Got a good solution for that as well. Budget constraints. Many fire departments operate with limited budgets, which can affect their ability to hire and retain personnel, purchase necessary equipment, and maintain facilities. Got good solutions for that. And one that I am truly passionate about is lack of support. According to the United States Department of Health and Human Services, 30% of first responders, that's fire, EMS, police, military, and even dispatchers, are struggling with emotional issues. And when you throw in military, it's even higher. Some of the issues they're having, though, is the stigma, the old stigma of suck it up. You know, if this isn't for you, get out. If you're not tough enough in it, get out. Handle it yourself or get out. All these bad stigmas that we have to get rid of. The bad coping mechanisms created to attempt to quote-unquote suck it up include alcohol and drug abuse, smoking, emotional eating, self-harm or risky behavior, screen time and social media addiction, denial and suppression, violence and aggression, and unfortunately even comes down to suicide. My favorite part, the 8 top shortage solutions. Okay, we've talked about the issues right quick. Now let's talk about some solutions. Improved recruitment strategies, financial support for training, enhanced benefits and incentives, cross-training, technology and automation, collaboration and regionalization, community engagement, and peer chaplain support teams. Improve recruitment strategies. Fire departments should adopt more inclusive and targeted recruitment strategies to attract a diverse range of candidates. Outreach programs in schools and communities can help raise awareness about the firefighting profession. And just recently, one of our local school districts, Lindale, in Lindale, Texas, Lindale ISD teamed up with their local Lindale Fire Department and created a 2-year program with one of the fire academies here in Tyler, Texas. And it has made it to where the participants can earn a total of 24 hours of college credit and their TCFP Basic Firefighter certification. That's amazing. And the best part is Lindale ISD is covering all the costs associated with the program, including tuition fees, textbooks, uniforms, and gear rentals. Absolutely amazing solution to a huge recruitment strategy problem. But also it is a great solution to a financial support and training problem that a lot of volunteer fire departments have, especially, but even municipal departments. Government agencies, nonprofits, and private organizations can provide scholarships or grants to cover the costs of firefighter training and certification. This can make the profession more accessible to a broader range of individuals. A great example, again, Lindale ISD paying for the academy and everything that's included for every student. Another thing that Texas has are grants through the Texas Forestry Service. Texas Rural VFD Assistance Program provides funding to rural VFDs for acquisition of firefighting vehicles, fire and rescue equipment, protective clothing, dry hydrants, computer systems, and firefighter training. It's a cost share program funded by the Texas State Legislature. So if you don't have this in your state, this is definitely something to look at getting into your state, because it has helped so many volunteer fire departments find those resources. Another thing, Texas A&M being part of the Forestry Service and TEACS, they also have a program, I believe it's called Helping Hands, where you can call the Texas A&M and get on a list where they can help provide you necessary, like bunker gear if your bunker gear is out of date, or at least bunker gear, even if it's out of date, bunker gear that's functional, equipment maybe that, basically it's kind of like a hand-me-down program. When other fire departments receive new equipment and they want to donate their equipment, they donate it to Texas A&M so they can get that equipment out to other departments that don't have any. So that's a very good program. So those are two great ways for financial support. Enhanced benefits and incentives. Fire departments can offer competitive salaries, benefit packages, and retirement plans to attract and retain qualified personnel. Incentives such as tuition reimbursement, wellness programs, and flexible scheduling can also improve job satisfaction. So being able to offer competitive salaries or benefit packages, that requires funds. And so if you can't get those funds through grants, then I'll show you a way here in just a few minutes to be able to get funds to be able to offer competitive salaries. Or if you're a volunteer fire department, maybe offer pay per call. Even if you just offer $10 per call whenever people respond, that will help tremendously in retaining your volunteer fire department members. Incentives such as tuition reimbursement, just like Lindell ISD had, but also through the grants. They're very good at doing tuition reimbursement. Also through our program, I'll show you here in a minute how we can help you with that tuition reimbursement. Wellness programs. If you have members of your department who are into fitness, health and nutrition, and wellness programs themselves, they might even be trainers. Use those people. Provide incentives for those people to help every other member on your team in a wellness type program. We have a few in our department that do that. And then flexible scheduling can also improve job satisfaction. We've seen that tremendously here in our emergency service district, where a lot of the firefighters are now doing 48-hour shifts. So they do 48 hours, but then they're off for 4 days in a row after that. So they basically work kind of 2 days a week, is how it's kind of working out. It's very, very beneficial to them. It's helped a lot with their families, so they're at home more most nights, and I've seen a really good satisfaction improvement with that. Cross-training. Fire departments can cross-train personnel to handle multiple roles, such as firefighting, emergency medical services, and hazardous materials response. This can make it more cost-effective to maintain adequate staffing levels. So what we've done in a few of our departments, we might have one department that really is good at doing the hazard materials response. So they have a hazmat team at their department. So if we run a call and it has a hazmat situation, we can call our neighboring department and they can come help us with the hazmat response, right? So our department itself doesn't have to have the hazmat trailer and all the equipment and supplies that go along with hazmat. Our neighboring department helps us with that. Just another example. Of course, emergency medical services, if you use a third-party emergency medical service, that helps a lot with the cost of providing emergency medical services to your community. Technology and automation. Invest in technology and automation to augment the capabilities of firefighting personnel. For example, using drones for reconnaissance. We have a few on our department that are using drones. Very good for wildland fires to check out containment and area. It's also good for structure fires, so you can do a high-level reconnaissance on structure fires. Or any other reason you can use the drones. It's really been very effective and quite appreciative, and a lot safer for our firefighters. robotics for search and rescue, and data analytics for incident management can increase efficiency and reduce the need for a large workforce. Of course, I would suggest using our fire department software, Response Master. That's very inexpensive, easy to use, can integrate with other technology when needed, and can recover a great deal of funds from our in-house cost recovery department. Using our in-house cost recovery department, we have helped many departments come up with the funds needed to hire firefighters, to have those good benefit packages for firefighters, or to be able to have that cost per call for volunteer firefighters. Many ways they can use the funds that we create with our cost recovery department. Collaboration and regionalization. Smaller fire departments can collaborate with neighboring departments to share resources, personnel, and training facilities. This can help mitigate shortages in rural areas and optimize resource allocation. We do this a lot in our ESD with 11 fire departments and over 300 firefighters. We have our training officer pick days of the week to train, and then he invites members of different departments to show up at one station. So if you have one station and you invite 2 or 3 or 5 other departments to train on one day at one station, you can do this with your mutual aid departments, and it's a great way to train all at one time using the same equipment, same training officers or trainers, and then when you guys are training together, you work better together on actual calls. It's made a huge difference in our responses in our ESD and our neighboring counties that we work with mutual aid. Community engagement. Engaging with community through public awareness campaigns, volunteer programs, and open houses can foster a sense of appreciation and support for local fire departments, making it more likely that individuals will consider firefighting as a career. I see this all the time, and I love these things where fire departments have cookouts or they have benefit, type events. It benefits the fire department, but it also makes the fire department part of the community. And it raises that awareness. And then, of course, who shows up to those things? The kids. From little kids to teenagers to, whoever shows up, learns more about the fire department, plays on the fire engine, looks at the tools, gets them more familiar with, wow, what is a firefighter and can I do that? That's been a huge thing that a lot of fire departments have done. See them all the time. Fish fries, cookouts, all kinds of fun. Another thing we do in our area, there's a triathlon every year, and we actually give them the manpower to be able to run that triathlon. So we are the safety for the whole course of the triathlon, from the water, where we have one of our boats, to the riding part of it, where we do all of the traffic control along with the police officers that are there. And then, of course, on the run part of it, we do control for that as well. We're there for emergency medical response. We're there for, heaven forbid, if there's any accidents. We're there for basically safety of every participant in that triathlon, and of course the workers as well. And we provide that free to the people that are putting on the triathlon. That raises awareness for people that are at the triathlon as to other things we do besides, fight fires. But it also, through that, they are nice enough to donate to the fire department, so it helps us as well. It's just been a very good thing that we do every year for our community. Peer chaplain support teams. I'm absolutely passionate about this. First responder peer support teams are essential for addressing the specific needs of individuals working in these high-stress professions. We went over earlier the bad coping mechanisms that a lot of first responders come up with. But this will play a vital role in promoting mental health, reducing the stigma of suck it up, and improving overall well-being among first responders, ultimately leading to a more resilient and effective emergency response community. But this also greatly helps the families who live with these first responders going through these issues. You can be there for them too. They need the support just as much as the first responder themselves. If you don't have a peer support team or a chaplain on your department, I have resources that can help you create your own peer support team and help firefighters become peer support team members. And even if you have firefighters that have the heart and the passion to become an emergency services chaplain, I have resources on how to do that as well. Same thing I did. I'm a lieutenant on a volunteer fire department. I've been doing this for almost 13 years. And just recently, maybe a year ago, I became an emergency services chaplain because I saw the need in our area to help our first responders, but then also the families of people we go to when they call 911. Not just the patient, but outside of taking care of that patient, we're all focused on the patient. But what about the family of that patient? Who's going to support them as soon as we all leave? I saw a huge need in that, and that's what gave me the desire to become an emergency services chaplain. So not only does it help first responders, which is vital, but it also helps your community. And I have the resources for all that stuff if you need help with that. So in conclusion, addressing the national firefighter shortage in the United States is a complex challenge that requires the concerted efforts of federal, state, and local governments, as well as community organizations, all the way down to the fire departments themselves. By implementing a combination of recruitment initiatives, financial support, and strategic planning, it is possible to mitigate the shortage and ensure that fire departments have the personnel and resources needed to protect the public effectively. And just a little bit about emergency solutions. We created a robust, easy-to-use, all-in-one fire department software called Response Master. And this is greatly helping combat many of the complex challenges fire departments are facing regarding the National Firefighter Shortage in the United States. Okay, Response Master is very affordable, first of all. Okay, so you can use your funds outside of the small cost of Response Master. You can use those funds for recruitment, retention, training, and equipment. But we also have an automated in-house cost recovery program that will create a claim for every motor vehicle accident, house fire, and any other call that has involvement with equipment that's insured. Our in-house cost recovery team at Emergency Solutions fights for every dollar we can to send back to our customer departments every month, so our customers can use the well-deserved funds for further recruitment, retention, training, and equipment. These funds that we send back to our departments every month have been huge differences in their departments. It's even kept some departments from having to close, especially the very rural volunteer fire departments that they just don't have a budget or the funds to be able to operate their department. We have been able to help them through our cost recovery program. It's been amazing. But even the municipal fire departments, all fire departments need funds. So what we do is help recover the costs of you guys going on calls so you can use those funds however you need. I'm not only the president and one of the co-founders of Emergency Solutions, as I said before, but I'm also a lieutenant firefighter, paramedic, and emergency services chaplain for the county in which I'm serving. And this is what gave me the passion and desire to become an emergency services chaplain, and why I created the peer and chaplain support training and resources inside of Response Master. Okay, these resources can be used to show you how to start your own peer support program and even provide resources for training for those who have the heart to serve as an emergency services chaplain for their peer support program. So what we've done with our peer support program here in Smith County is we have one administrator of the ESD who is our go-to person whenever we need to have things changed or passed or voted on or anything like that. And then we have a third-party counselor, like a true trauma certified counselor, okay? And then we have a team leader or a chaplain, whoever that is. It can be a chaplain or it can be a team leader. And we have a team leader on each shift. So A, B, C shift. Each shift has a team leader who's on shift all the time, 24/7. It's part of their shift, okay? And then we have firefighters that are being trained to become peer support team members. So again, it's not just, how you doing? Are you doing okay? Yeah, I'm doing fine. Okay, cool. It really trains you how to observe and be aware of your surroundings, of the people you're working with, to be able to tell whether someone truly is having an issue. Whether they tell you or not, it gives you the ability to be able to tell whether they are, and so you can have a more focused conversation with them in private, or you can, just tell them, it's like, hey, I've got this number if you ever need it. Nobody knows about it. It's completely anonymous. Nobody will even know if you ever called. You can call this number if you need to talk to somebody anytime. Because a lot of firefighters or any first responders think that if they need help, they're weak. And that is absolutely not true. I think people who get help are stronger than the ones who don't, personally. Because the ones who get help are the ones who are serious about becoming better husbands, better wives, better father or moms, better, team members on your fire department or your first responder team. They are wanting to improve and get back to their normalcy, especially with coping. Okay, so I have the resources for that if you guys need numbers for that. But also, every one of our customers that use Response Master, they have the well-needed and deserved emotional support from me and multiple resources that I have. So 24/7 support for our customers is inside of Response Master. This is something I'm truly passionate about, and this is something that is just part of being a subscriber to Response Master. There's no extra cost, anything like that. I've included some links below for you to learn more about Response Master and how to request a free demo to discover how our Response Master Fire Department software was designed to make firefighters' lives easier and safer. So click on a link below if you want to learn more about the Response Master software itself. And there's another link below that goes straight to being able to request a free demo. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your time here watching this video, but I want to thank you for your service to your communities. I want you to stay safe. I'm praying for you guys. Greatly appreciate you guys. May God bless you for your efforts.